Hey, how we doing? How y'all doing? So the first thing I want to do, we're gonna talk about this video. This man describes what it's like to date in your 30s and how difficult it can be as a single man in your 30s. And I'm going to react to the video. So now let's get into the video. I'm gonna do my thing. We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna dissect it. We're gonna talk about it, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, let's start it off.
It is not easy to be a single man in your 30s in America today. I just went to Starbucks to order a vanilla latte with an extra shot, and as I am walking up to the door, I happen to notice this beautiful girl walking up to the door as well, and she has a Death Cab for Cutie t-shirt on. That's been my favorite band since I was 14.
Pause. See, so I gotta let y'all know, it's not a long video. It's a minute 38 seconds. I did watch this video. What I'm gonna tell you is, key in on what he just said. This beautiful girl wearing a Death Cab for Cutie t-shirt, because I'm gonna come back to that. But yeah.
I was 14 years old. I am 32 now. That's 18 years of loving this band. So as I take a quick two-step to open the door for her, and I'm like, hey, you have great taste in music.
Wait. I gotta pause it again. Because if you listen, he just said he liked it since he's 14. He's 32 years old. So to this girl, so pause that.
That's been my favorite band since I was 14 years old. And she looks at me and she just says, cool. And she walks straight to the counter, which I recognized I was giving up the first spot in line by opening the door for it. Not a big deal. When she gets to the counter, she orders a vanilla latte with an extra shot. And in my heart, I'm kind of like, that's pretty cool. What a coincidence. So I go up to the cashier when it's my turn and I'm like, I'm actually going to order the same thing that she just ordered. She was like, great, it'll be right out. Now
Okay, so boom. Let's set the stage for what just happened. Okay, so step one, because he says hard. And if y'all don't know by now, he is explaining a scenario, and him. Let me not give this away. Let me not give it away. Let me go ahead and let this thing play through. I'm so excited because I want to point out certain things, but let's let it play through.
There's no place to sit in the Starbucks. There's just this coffee-tory area in front of the counter. So as we're both waiting, I just look over at the gal and I'm like, so what's your favorite album by Death Cab? And she looks over at me with a glare and she is like, stop talking to me. I'm not remotely interested. And she says it loud enough for the entirety of the Starbucks to hear, and everybody in the Starbucks looks at me, and at that point, the only sound I'm hearing is the chorus of "Hey Ya," and silence is loud. And I gotta be honest, I have never been such a deer in headlights. I had never been so immediately like, what did I do wrong? And everything in me wanted to just, in hurt, be like, honey, I'm gay. You could do worse than me. But I wasn't going to lie and throw the gay community under the bus just because somebody hurt my feelings and was rude. But I have no idea where I went wrong there. I'm so puzzled. I thought I was being nice. What did I do?
Okay, so we got to run that back. So, all right, that's how I want to do it. So, okay, I want to run this back because I'm going to point by point tell him what he did wrong in this situation, or what I feel like he did wrong and how I would have done it different, because I would have done it different if I would have done it at all. That situation is what we like to call a cold approach, so to speak. She didn't give off any vibes or indicators. You just kind of jumped in there, which to a brave man or even to a fearful man, I mean, that's a courageous way to go. But not being able to catch a vibe is dangerous. Anyway, excuse me. That was the remnants of the coffee that I was drinking, that I spilled, that contributed to a day that I like to forget before it even started. So yeah, anyway, we are going to run that back, and I'm gonna give you step by step what he did wrong, because that's what I wanted to do, and I kept interrupting, and I'm like, let me not do that, let me do this.
It is not easy to be a single man in your 30s in America today. I just went to Starbucks to order a vanilla latte with an extra shot. And as I am walking up to the door, I happen to notice this beautiful girl walking up to the door as well. And she has a Death Cab for Cutie t-shirt on.
Pause. Now knowing what we know, He just sat up there and said, I'm walking up to the door and I seen this beautiful girl wearing a Deaf Cat for Cutie t-shirt. Now, his first mistake is describing that she was beautiful. If you didn't think she was beautiful, would you still have noticed the Deaf Cat for Cutie t-shirt? If she was not your type, would you have cared to notice it or cared to tell the story? I'm not saying that it would have made a difference, but I'm saying I think he should take that into consideration, because we already know he's gonna have a difficult situation or a difficult scenario trying to talk to this woman. Talk to all the women in Deaf Cat for Cutie t-shirts. You may increase your chances. Well, I know you're going to increase your chances, but you went for somebody that you thought was beautiful. Most people, most men, I ain't going to say most people, most men, to me, rate women higher than themselves. So if you are willing to admit, let's say you do use the scale, Walter. If you're willing to admit that you're a 6 as a man, then you probably think she was an 8, 8.5 at least as a woman. So, come on. Anyway, let's go back to what he was saying.
That's been my favorite band since I was 14 years old. I am 32 now. That's 18 years of loving this band. So as I take a quick two-step to open the door for her, and I'm like, hey, you have great taste in music. That's been my favorite band since I was 14 years old. And she looks at me and she just says, cool.
Pause. Now, you went with this beautiful woman, you noticed this t-shirt, and you just told her that you ain't tell her you was 32. You told us you was 32. You're basically saying that this is your favorite band as a 32-year-old man. You liked it since you were 14. So, maybe there's no correlation, but if I'm her, all I just heard was this grown man talking about he liked the Deaf Cat for Cutie band in my t-shirt. So to her, she not knowing that you did all this analyzing, that's the first thing you say to her as you open the door. She's just like, whatever. But again, she's been hit on a lot, I'm assuming, because we hit on women. That's what we do. So she's already got her defenses up. But continue on.
And she walked straight to the counter, which I recognized I was giving up the first spot in line by opening the door for it. Not a big deal. When she gets to the counter, she orders a vanilla latte with an extra shot. And in my heart, I'm kind of like, that's pretty cool. What a coincidence. So I go up to the cashier when it's my turn, and I'm like, I'm actually going to order the same thing that she just ordered. She was like, great, it'll be right out. Now,
Okay, so now you commented on her shirt, right? You commented on her shirt. She like, weirdo, whatever. She get into the line, and then after she orders, she probably just heard you say, I'm gonna have the same thing she's having. Now it's like you paying attention to what she's saying at the cash register. It's like you monitor, staring, or stalking her in a way. That's how she feeling. She's not thinking that you done did all this analyzing and then coincidentally y'all like the same band, the same coffee. No. She thinks that you're paying it, that you just looked at her shirt and decided you like this band. Then you listened to her order and decided you want to get the same thing. Now it's like you think you making a move that she's not feeling. What you should have did, you should have, pull some reds out of your pocket and be like, nah, girl, stop playing with me. Ain't no way in the world you gonna like my favorite band with my favorite song being Blase Skip, and then you gonna order my favorite coffee. Matter of fact, you should have ordered two because that's what I came for. That might have made her laugh. Say something like that, but no, you just made it weird. And to me, now I'm uncomfortable. Now I'm uncomfortable. Think about this. If I'm a man, I got my shirt on. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of catchy. I open the door, I come in the coffee shop, and some guy goes, "Oh yeah, I love your shirt." And then I order my drink, and the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna have the same thing he having." Hold on, fam. What did you want? What type of? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. So she wanna pull that mace out of her pocket to do something to you, but she can't. Okay, you have now become a creeper. Anything you say or do at this after this point, it's already too late, because to her and to me at this point, all you've been doing is soaking up and analyzing what she's doing, and now you're trying to copy that. That's creeper vibes. But continue, Ruski.
there is no place to sit in the Starbucks. There's just this coffee-tory area in front of the counter. So as we're both waiting, I just look over at the gal, and I'm like, so what's your favorite album by Death Cab? And she looks over at me with a glare, and she is like, stop talking to me. I'm not remotely interested. And she
Now, She say, "Stop talking to me. I'm not remotely interested." Um, like I said, you stared at her shirt, copied her coffee, and now you gonna sit right next to her. She should have blew a whistle and yelled stranger danger, because now I'm fearful for her. She don't know your intent. We know your intent. We still don't like it, but she don't know your intent. So you got to understand, clearly, clearly by him making this video, he's not understanding women or people as he should in general. But like, bro, read the situation. All of this came off really creepy, and I'm here to tell you, I'm gonna speak for her. All of that came off really creepy. I'm not saying you couldn't have had her. What I am saying is the way that played out does not work in your favor.
Of the Starbucks to hear, and everybody in the Starbucks looks at me, and at that point the only sound I'm hearing is the chorus of "Hey Ya," and silence is loud. And I gotta be honest, I have never been such a deer in headlights. I had never been so immediately like, what did I do wrong? And everything in me wanted to just, in hurt, be like, honey, I'm gay. You could do worse than me. But I wasn't gonna lie and throw the gay community under the bus just because somebody hurt my feelings and was rude. But I have no idea where I went wrong there. I'm so puzzled.
So yeah,
I thought I was being nice. What did I do?
So yeah, no, definitely don't do the honey you couldn't do. Yeah, don't do that. Although if you would have, I wouldn't have been able to blame you. That was a crazy situation, mad awkward, but made awkward by you because again, you just ain't know how to play that, and I feel bad because you tried in an organic way, and then you'll go back thinking that, well, not you, Walter Ruski, but a lot of guys will walk into that situation or have it play out that way, making their best effort and walk away from that thinking that women are women are stuck up, this, that, and the third, and it's not that. It's because that was a creepy interaction. Just imagine, man, you don't know where she coming from, what kind of night she had or what kind of day she had before, and it could be a continuation of weirdness and creepiness that you just let on. And maybe she's been approached in even weirder ways by 2 to 3 guys before you. You got to consider all those things. So is it hard to be a single man in your 30s? Depending on your outlook and how you carry yourself and how you prepare yourself and how you treat other people, it can be. But to be honest, not as hard as he made it, not as hard as this situation is gonna make it for people. No, it ain't. No. It ain't no harder than being single in your 20s. It really is even easier being single in your 30s than it is your 20s, because in my 30s, I better understood myself as well as women in the world around me, so I was better equipped to interact. I have more going for myself than I did in my 20s, and experiences are the best teachers. So all things considered, it's actually easier. I don't know what it's like when you get to your 40s. I haven't got there yet, but your 30s are actually easier. Should be easier for you to date than your 20s were, to be honest. But in your 20s, you should have been trying to build an empire, if you're really smart. But that's a topic for another story. So, yeah, we're gonna stop this one here. I think we covered what he had going on, and I touched on, what he was talking about the best way I could. I'm just gonna say, hey, buddy, keep trying. You on the right path. You just got to tweak a few things, but you'll get there. But if you made it this far into the video, I always forget to say this, but I always want you guys to like, subscribe, comment, share, do anything to get this message out there, our message out there, which the message is try to navigate life without walking into walls. We'll do it together. We got a lot of topics to cover. We have a lot of conversations. I have a lot of conversations that I want to turn into a we conversation. That's why I say get in the comments. I want this channel and this community to grow because I like you guys. I really do. I like what I do. I like what I talk about. I like what I hope that I provide to an ever growing community. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like y'all, like I said, I never know how to sign off, guys. But till next time.